Good afternoon. Defense ministers have just concluded preparations for the NATO summit in Madrid in 2 weeks from now. Russia's war against Ukraine poses the biggest threat to our security in decades. So we must set out NATO's response for the longer term. At the summit, we will take decisions to make NATO even stronger and more agile in a world that is more dangerous and more competitive. I'm confident that the Madrid summit will be a transformative summit with important decisions, not least in 5 key areas. Significantly stronger deterrence and defense, sustained support for Ukraine and other partners at risk, and I'm pleased that President Zelensky will participate in our summit. We will also decide on a new NATO strategic concept, setting out our position on Russia, on emerging challenges, and for the first time on China. And in this context, I welcome that the leaders of our Asia-Pacific partners will take part in our summit for the first time. Last but not least, better burden sharing and resourcing of our alliance, and the historic applications for membership by Finland and Sweden. At this ministerial in Brussels yesterday and today, we have made progress on many of these areas. Last night, we met with Ukrainian Defense Minister Resnikov. We addressed the imperative need for our continued support as Russia conducts a relentless war of attrition against Ukraine. NATO allies and partners have been providing Ukraine unprecedented support so that it can defend itself against Moscow's aggression. Allies have announced additional assistance, including much-needed heavy weapons and long-range systems. We also discussed plans to support the country for the longer term. We are putting together a NATO comprehensive assistance package for Ukraine, helping Ukraine improve interoperability with NATO, transition from Soviet era to modern NATO equipment, and further strengthening security institutions. Yesterday, over 40 nations, NATO allies and partners took part in the meeting of the Ukraine Support Contact Group led by the United States and committed to continue to uphold Ukraine's right to self-defense. Georgia, Finland, Sweden and the European Union also joined the meeting of NATO defense ministers. We made clear that all countries have the right to choose their own path without outside interference. Russia's aggression is a game changer, so NATO must maintain credible deterrence and strong defense. Today, ministers addressed the scale and the design of our future posture and how we can step up across all domains with substantial strengthening of our presence, capabilities and readiness. This will mean more NATO forward-deployed combat formations to strengthen our battle groups in the eastern part of the alliance, more air, sea and cyber defenses, as well as pre-positioned equipment and weapon stockpiles. And a new force model with more forces at higher readiness and specific forces pre-assigned to the defense of specific allies, to enable much faster reinforcement. A number of allies have committed to contribute to our stronger presence in the eastern part of our alliance, but we still have some work to do as we look to the summit, where I expect further announcements. The substantial strengthening of our deterrence and defense is necessary for our security, but it does not come for free. So ministers also discussed the importance of resourcing our decisions. We have seen 7 consecutive years of rising defense investment across Europe and Canada. Allies are also contributing to NATO deployments and exercises, and investing in more high-end capabilities, including fifth-generation aircraft and emerging technologies. Now is the time to keep up the momentum so we can continue to preserve peace, prevent conflict, and protect our people. And with that, I'm ready to take your questions.